Mirza Abu Zafar Sirajuddin Muhammad Bahadur Shah Zafar, a Sufi, calligrapher, poet, and one of the most tolerant and peace loving last Mughal emperor. End of 1700 saw the Mughal Empire crumbling. On one side, Mughals were losing its grip as one by one regions under their empire were declaring themselves independent. And on the other side, East India Company was fast becoming the dominant political power. Even the kingdoms of Deccan under Mughal Empire had now become part of Marathas. Here in this scenario, at the age of 62, Bahadur Shah Zafar ascended the throne after death of his father Akbar Shah II in the year 1832. By this time, the Mughal rule was reduced to Delhi and its surroundings, which subsequently was further reduced to Red Fort. Gradually, Bahadur Shah Zafar became puppet in the hands of Britishers. He had no say in state matters. He couldn't even take decisions. The emperor was debarred from holding darbars. Awarding robes of honor became thing of the past. Moreover, he was not even allowed to nominate his successor. How pathetic! Even the right of minting coins was taken away. All he had was Red Fort and pension given by the Britishers. Bahadur Shah Zafar had four wives: Begum Ashraf Mahal, Begum Akhtar, Begum Zeenat Mahal, and Begum Taj Mahal. The story of the last Mughal emperor remains incomplete without mention of his wife, Zeenat Mahal, for whom he had special corner. He tried to grant all her wishes and used to take her opinions on important matters. Bahadur Shah Zafar was one of the finest poets in Urdu language. Poetry was his life, his soul. His poetry showcases pain and traumas of his life. He used to write by his pen name Zafar, which meant victory. He wrote many beautiful ghazals. बात करनी मुझे मुश्किल कभी ऐसी तो न थी, या मुझे अफसरे शहाना बनाया होता, लगता नहीं है जी मेरा उजड़े दयार में. Many of his work were lost and destroyed during the revolt of 1857. Rest of his works were compiled in book form titled Kulliyat-e-Zafar. Though the mighty Mughal Empire rule was reduced to puppet rule, but the hopes of Bahadur Shah Zafar were still high, which gets reflected in this poem. गाजियों में भू रहेगी जब तलक ईमान की, गाजियों में भू रहेगी जब तलक ईमान की, तख्त तो लंदन तक चलेगी तेग हिंदुस्तान की. As long as remains a scent of faith in the heart of our Ghazis, so long shall the talwar of Hindustan flash before the throne of London. Urdu poetry flourished during his time. Bahadur Shah Zafar used to hold mushairas in Diwan-e Khas, which became home to many great Urdu poets of that time, like Mirza Ghalib, Sheikh Muhammad Ibrahim Zauq, Momin Khan Momin, Janab Mustafa Khan Shefta. The 1857 revolt was most significant event during the reign of Bahadur Shah Zafar, whereby he was declared the Emperor of India. Hindus, Muslims, upper caste, lower caste, all fought in this uprising under the banner of Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar. But within 4 months, Britishers brutally suppressed the revolt, and the wrath of Britishers fell on Muslims because they had fought under the leadership of the emperor, and more so as many of the local leaders were Muslims, and Britishers believed they started it all. The Muslim princes, alim, maulvi, mullahs, sufis were trailed, found, and were either killed or hanged, one by one. Zahir Dehlvi, an officer and poet, and a key witness to this uprising, wrote in the form of poetry. हर एक शहर का पीर व जवां कत्ल हुआ, हर एक कबीला व हर ख़ानदान कत्ल हुआ, हर एक अहले ज़बां खुश बयां कत्ल हुआ। गर्ज़ खुलासा ये है कि एक जहां कत्ल हुआ। All the young and old of the city were martyred. Every tribe, every family was martyred. Every eloquent, sweet tongue was martyred. In short, an entire world was martyred. Even the land of Muslims were taken away. The rebels were killed or were sent out of Hindustan. After 4-month-long bloody siege of Delhi, it fell into the hands of Britishers. When the victory of Britishers became clear, the safest place Bahadur Shah Zafar could find for him and his family was his ancestors' resting place, Humayun's tomb. Major William Hodson came to know about this. He surrounded Humayun's tomb with his troops. After a while, frail and gaunt Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar gave himself up to the British at Humayun's tomb on September 21, 1857, on condition that their lives would be spared. Next day, Major William Hodson set out yet again to arrest the king's son Mirza Mughal, Mirza Khizr Sultan, and his grandson Mirza Abu Bakr. But their lives were not spared, and the princes were shot in cold blood at Sher Shah Suri's outpost, the Kabuli Darwaza, known as Khuni Darwaza. But Hodson did not stop here. He got the prince's head chopped off and presented before the king as Nazrana, that is, gift. Bahadur Shah Zafar looked on at his son's head and said, "Thanks to Allah, the descendants of Taimur always came in front of their fathers in this brave way." Bahadur Shah Zafar, after arrest, was tried and charged of treason, treachery, and rebellion. The 42-day long trial was conducted at Diwan-e-Khas of the Red Fort by British prosecutor Major F. Haricot. At the end of trial, he was declared guilty, though Emperor pleaded not guilty. He was sent for exile to a territory far, far away under British control, and that was Burma, now called as Myanmar. The emperor, along with his family, was sent from Diamond Harbour, Calcutta, on the ship called Maghera. Bahadur Shah Zafar went far away from his beloved home, unwept, unhonored, unsung. And this is how 400-year-old rule of Mughals came to an end. While in Delhi, the Britishers took everything precious in the Red Fort they had their hands on, whether jewelry, precious stone, rare books, antiques, or crown. Crown, which was once the pride of Hindustan, now became the pride of Britishers' Royal Collection of London. Frail and old Bahadur Shah Zafar, with few of his family members, were provided with small, shabby, four-room wooden house to live near Shwedagan Pagoda with meager resources. It was so unfortunate that this prolific poet was even deprived of pen and paper. Even during his miserable life in exile, Bahadur Shah Zafar's poetry did not leave him. He wrote few couplets on wall with coal and burn sticks. The agony, pain, loneliness he went and was going through is beautifully penned down in his poem. भरी है दिल में जो हसरत, कहूँ तो किससे कहूँ, सुने है कौन मुसीबत, कहूँ तो किससे कहूँ, जो दोस्त हो तो कहूँ तुझसे दोस्ती की बात, तुझे तो मुझसे अदावत, कहूँ तो किससे कहूँ, किसी को देखता इतना नहीं हकीकत मेरी, ज़फ़र में अपनी हकीकत कहूँ तो किससे कहूँ. How do I explain the unfulfilled desires inside me? Who will listen to my problems? If your heart was pure and clean, I would talk to you. However, your heart is full of impertinence. While I do have regrets, whom do I explain them to? If you were a friend, I would confide in you and speak to you like my own. But all you have is hatred against me. Neither do I have strength to tell you my condition, and nor are you interested in knowing it. To whom can I express and explain my reality as Zafar? It was 7th November 1862 when Bahadur Shah Zafar breathed his last in front of few relatives. He was hastily buried in Rangoon. Fearing another revolt, the news of his death was deliberately delayed by a fortnight. Bahadur Shah Zafar had wished to be buried in the premises of Zafar Mahal, which was his summer palace. Along with him, his wish too got buried in the soils of Rangoon. The space he had chosen for himself to be buried in Zafar Mahal is still awaiting his return. कितना है बदनसीब ज़फ़र दफ़न के लिए, कितना है बदनसीब ज़फ़र दफ़न के लिए, 2 गज़ ज़मीन भी न मिली कुए यार में. How unlucky is Zafar for burial. Even 2 yards of land were not to be had in the land of the beloved.